a few term of events happened where there was a janitor that I used to know that knew my friend Lino that I worked for as a designer for his t-shirt company. So they lived across the street from each other, and Raul, the janitor guy, was brother-in-laws with a friend of mine named Sergio, and Sergio gave him the business card of where he worked at, and he obviously passed it over to Lino, and then Lino passed it over to me, and lo and behold, the card was from Jada Toys, which is the company that was underneath my card. And so so afterwards, anyways, long story short, I got called in for an interview, and when I got called in for an interview, I met up with the art director there, and at the time, him and I had a mutual friend, which is unbelievable because what are the odds? You know what I mean? Because it was just weird to have that friend, that particular friend, a friend of ours. So anyway, so a miscommunication happened that started my career, and it was because I told him that I was an illustrator because that's what I went to Art Center for.
Right.
He heard me wrong and said he thought I said I knew Illustrator as in the program. So I got hired in the assumption that I knew Illustrator. And so I go and I quit my job at the insurance company, and I'm thinking, dude, this is gonna be awesome. I told Oliver Chang, high five, dude, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna ever hear you say that to me again. I'm gone. I'm actually out of this job. So I quit my job at Mercury. After 3.5 years, I go work for Jada Toys, and that was awesome. That was the best experience, one of the best experiences. I met some great people there, and what happened was the day that I started, they gave me a project, and the project that they gave me was I had to design vehicle graphics on a car, and what ended up happening is they put me in front of my computer monitor, and then they gave me a Wacom tablet.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I don't come from that. I come from markers and Prismacolor pencils, so that was just like foreign to me. So he says, "Okay, get started. Here's your project." And so I look at him like, "What is this pen? It doesn't even have ink." Or I mean, I seriously was like a kid. I didn't know what to do with it. So I looked at the pen and I'm like, "I don't know what does this do?" And so he's like, "Dude, it just you draw on this pad and it draws on your computer screen." And I was like,
it wasn't even like the one you could draw directly on. You could see.
Oh no, it was a tablet. It was a tablet. So
man.
So I'm trying to this thing, and I'm like, dude, this is I don't understand how you can draw here and then it's gonna go on your monitor. So he's like, well, we work on Illustrator. We work with the Illustrator and Adobe and Photoshop. And I was like, okay. So I don't know what that, so I said, he goes, dude, he says to me, he put his hand, I remember specifically, he put his hand on his face and he said to me, dude, come into my office. And so I go into his office, this is the art director. Yeah. And he says, he puts his hand on his face and he says, I thought you knew Illustrator. And I said, no, dude, I am an illustrator. I go, I don't know Illustrator. And so he just said, damn it, like, dude, we both, this is like a mess. So I'm like, dude, we got to work this out because I just quit my job right now. And then like, I just had a baby. And so there's a lot of stuff that's going on. So, so the blessing of this whole thing was that I met, Glenn DePuno and the whole entire team there. And so all those guys were, man, so amazing with me that they kind of took me under their wing and they gave me books to read and stuff. And so I got a notice from the VP, and he told me that if I didn't learn Illustrator, if I didn't produce anything within a week, that I'd be gone. And so I was told that on a Thursday. That Friday, I called my buddy Randy and I said, I go, dude, I need to learn Illustrator and Photoshop. I don't know what these things are. And so he loaned me his laptop and his printer and his tablet, and he brought it over to my house. And that weekend, my wife just made me sandwiches and kept the kids out.
Oh, wow.
And I had to learn Photoshop Illustrator on that weekend. And so that I stayed there like day in and day out. I put those out. I mean, I was there just jamming away, trying to learn how to use the pen tool to create these verts to create this object. And so so at the end of the day, it got to the point where I actually finally printed something out, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm happy with this. So I took it into work on Monday, and the rest is history, man. I stayed, and I became their lead designer, and I got to leave on my terms, and I got to work. I left to go work for Spin Master, and man, dude, it's after that I never looked back. I never went back to insurance, and I never got to do anything that I didn't want to do. I think I've been pretty blessed to work on projects that I've been pretty fortunate to grow with a good team and contribute to the industry that I'm in now. And so I've been doing toy designs for a long time, and I got an opportunity at Spin Master to work on video games. So I got video game experience, and I also got toy experience. So all within the matter of was it 6 years, I think, that I was involved in all that. So
you